Hi, my name is Mark Chanski. I'm the coordinator of the Reformed Baptist Network, and we're talking about our core values as a network. Our second core value is a gracious manner. The churches of the Reformed Baptist Network seek to carry out our activities in a gracious manner of cooperation marked by Christ-like love, gospel unity, and biblical reconciliation. First, we want to graciously display Christ-like love. It says in John 13, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another." So the identifying mark of Christ's disciples is Christ-like love for one another. This isn't love reserved for those who are just like us or who agree with us at every point. Even the world has that kind of love. But rather, it's a love that distinguishes itself by loving all in the family of God, even or especially those with whom we differ. So, we desire to express our love to all who are advancing the true gospel and to do it tangibly through prayer and reports in our churches. Even within our network, with our common confessional commitment, we acknowledge that we have differences with one another, but we must not allow these differences to diminish our mutual love and respect for each other. Rather, our diversity creates a perfect opportunity to demonstrate a love and cooperation that's not natural, but spirit-given. Iron must be allowed to sharpen iron, Proverbs 27, as we pursue, quote, the unity of the faith, Ephesians 4:13. Second, we want to graciously display gospel unity. Having a gospel-centered focus means we aim to be men of gospel graciousness. After setting forth the glorious doctrines of God's grace in the first 3 chapters of Ephesians, Paul pivots to the application of those truths in the Christian life. And first among those applications is making, quote, every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace, Ephesians 4:3. At the end of the same chapter, we learn that nothing so grieves the Spirit, Ephesians 4:30, as the breaking of his unity by a lack of love for one another, because we're to be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ has forgiven you. That's 4:32 of Ephesians. Thus, maintaining a loving unity that glorifies the God of sovereign grace is no side issue of this network. It's a key truth. It's a vital focus. Third, we want to graciously display biblical reconciliation. When problems arise between us, we must reject a spirit of suspicion and judgment of motives, because Ephesians 13 says we're to believe all things and hope all things there in 1 Corinthians 13. So instead of suspiciously judging motives, we must quickly pursue reconciliation and peace according to the biblical principles of conflict resolution, because blessed are the peacemakers. In a spirit of love and transparency, we must seek to understand one another and to think the best of each other. By keeping our focus on the gospel, we aim to learn from Christ his meekness and gentleness, and to be people of grace, easily entreated, whose sweet reasonableness, Ephesians 4:5, is evident to all. Only in this spirit and fellowship of gospel grace will we be able to effectively cooperate in fulfilling the Great Commission and have an authentic and winsome witness to the world that the Father has loved and sent his Son. And by these means, we cooperate in all gospel labor with a spirit and manner that commends the love-creating power of that very same gospel, the good news that compels us to love others as God has first loved us. That's our gracious manner core value.